This is lesson 19-6, box plots. Our essential question, given a set of data, how can you graph its median and other important data points? Here is an example of a box plot with all the different points that you need to know. It looks like a lot, but I'm going to break it down and hopefully it will make a little more sense. We have two vocab words. Box plot, which shows a distribution of data values on a number line, and quartiles, values that divide a data set into 4 equal parts. Example 1. Find the minimum, maximum, median, first quartile, and third quartile for the data set. Create a box plot. Okay, first of all, let's go over some things that we do know. We know what a minimum is, that's the smallest value. We know what a maximum is, that's the biggest value. And we know what a median is, it's the number in the middle. So our new terms are really just first quartile and third quartile. And I'm going to show you how to find those. But let's first start with the ones we do know, minimum, maximum, and median. We first have to put them in order least to greatest, we know that. So 73 is my smallest, 75, 78, we have another 78, 79, 82, we have another 82, 85, and 90. Now that we've got them in order, we can find our minimum, maximum, and median. So let's start with minimum, which is the smallest number, 73. So I'm just going to write min for minimum, which is 73. Then our maximum, which is the biggest number, is 90. So I'm going to write max equals 90. Now let's find our median. Remember, the median is the number in the middle. We start crossing off our numbers, one on each side, until we get to the middle, which is 79. So I'm abbreviating median again, which is 79. Now, first quartile is where you take the numbers from the minimum, which is the first number, up until the median. Here's our median right here. You don't want to include the median. You just want the numbers, all the numbers right before it. Okay? So what we do with those numbers is we find the median of those numbers. Now, cross them off on each side, and in this case we have two numbers in the middle, 75 and 78. Remember I said when you're trying to find the median between both of those, you add them up. $153 and divide by 2. Add a decimal and a 0, and we get 76 and 5/10. So then to find the third quartile, you do the same thing, but you take the numbers after the median and find the middle of those. So cross them off again. We have two numbers in the middle, 82 and 85. Add them up. Divide by 2. Add a decimal and a 0, and we get 83 and 5/10. Now all we do is we take all these numbers and pretty much put them on a number line. So let's draw our number line. And our number line has to go from the minimum number up to the maximum number, at least. So we have to go from 73 to 90. And now I just plot my different points. So first I'll start with my minimum, which is 73. And I'll make a point there. And my maximum is 90, so I make a point there also. Now I start to make the actual box. So I take the median, 79, and I put a line there, right above 79. I take the first quartile, 76 and 5/10, and I put my second line right there on the number line. And the third quartile, which is 83 and 5/10. So I put my third line. Now all I do to make my box is just connect those lines, and then we connect them to the minimum and maximum lines. And there is our box plot. And we're going to do the same thing to find the minimum, maximum, median, first quartile and third quartile. We have to first put the numbers in order from least to greatest. So I see 2 7s, 9, 2 10s, 11, 13, I see 3 of those, 14, 2 15s, 17, 18, and 22. Now I've got them in order from least to greatest. Let's start filling this out. The minimum, the lowest number is 7. The maximum, biggest number is 22. Let's go ahead and find the median, number in the middle. Remember, we just start crossing a number off from each end until we get to the middle. And in the middle we have 13, so our median is 13. Okay, first quartile. You take all the numbers before the median. That's why I like to circle my median so I remember where it was. Take all the numbers before it, and now find the median of those numbers. So start crossing them off, again, from one side to the other. You have 10 in the middle of those. Then the third quartile, you do the same thing, but all the numbers after the median. Don't forget those 2 numbers I had to write toward the bottom. And we start crossing those off one at a time from front to end. And we have 15 in the middle of those numbers. Now we can make our box plot. So we have our number line. it has to go from 7 to 22. And we start plotting our points. So we plot our minimum, which is 7. Remember, you put a dot for the minimum, and you also put a dot for the maximum, which is 22. And then we start plotting the places for our box. So we start with the median, which is 13, and you put a line there. Then we have the first quartile, which is 10, so we put a line over 10. Then we have the third quartile, which is 15, so we put a line over 15, connect all 3 of our lines, and connect them to the minimum and maximum. And there is our box plot. Same thing for number 3. So first thing we know, put them in order, least to greatest. I see 25. I see 2 of those. 26, 27, I see 3 of those. 28, 29, 30, 31, and I see 2 32s. All right, let's fill in our values. Minimum, smallest number, is 25. Maximum, biggest number, is 32. Median, the number in the middle, we start crossing them off from one end to the other till we get to the middle. And we have 2 numbers in the middle this time, 27 and 28. I know in the middle of 27 and 28 is 27.5. I don't even have to, I could add those 2 numbers up, 27 plus 28, and divide them by 2, but I'm going to get 27.5. If you think about a number line, if you have 27 and 28, what would be right in the middle of those? It would be 27.5, which looks like 27 5/10. Now we need to do the first quartile. Remember, you take all the numbers before the median and you find the median of those. So cross them off one by one on each side till you get to the middle, which is 26. And then we find the third quartile, which is all the numbers after the median, and we cross those off one by one till we get a middle number. Now we go ahead and draw our number line, which has to go from 25 to 32. And we plot our points. So we have the minimum, 25, we put a dot. Maximum, 32, we put a dot. Median, 27 5/10. So 27 5/10 is going to be right in between 27 and 28. First quartile, we have 26. And third quartile, we have 31. Connect our lines and connect to the minimum and maximum, and we have our box plot. Okay, here are your 2 practice problems. You're doing exactly what we did in all 4 examples. I know that some of this is difficult. Try your best. Please write a question if you're confused, or if you're good to go, write a word problem, and don't forget to rate your understanding.